Hello, it is June 5th. Um, it's been a couple weeks now. Um, I know that I officially have a high school graduate. Um, that is very exciting, and I really wish that I was able to be there because I know that it was a pretty big, that's a huge milestone in your life, like it's a big deal. And I'm like super proud that was accomplished, and I hope that whatever you do next is thought out well. Um, but here is the thing: when we graduate high school, and my oldest son here, you're 17. I was 17 when I graduated. Um, we're not adults. I'm going to be 39, I think. I don't keep track anymore. But I think I'm going to be 39 this year, this fall. And I still uh, struggle with what am I going to be when I grow up, you know? Um, I don't know why there's so much pressure on 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds graduating high school um, to know exactly what you're going to do with your life, because you don't. You absolutely don't. And you shouldn't have to. Um, we put so much pressure on ourselves as it is, and then you have your family pressure, parental pressure to just know what you're going to do, you know. And when I was in high school and graduating, I was writing every day from like fifth grade on. I wrote and wrote and wrote, and I just really wanted to be a writer. And I had my graduation dinner, and my grandmother was there, and she's like, "So what are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna be a writer." And she was like, "No, that's not a real job. You got to go to college." And not understanding then that I was autistic, because I didn't know then, obviously, because I didn't find out until I was 36. But at that point, I was like, "Oh shit." I'm sorry. I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I can't be a writer then, because it's not a real job." Okay. Uh, okay. And I honestly, the rest of that dinner, I remember just zoning out so hard for the rest of that dinner, trying to figure out the right thing to say to appease everyone, because that was so thoroughly disappointing to everyone, and I was already thoroughly disappointing, and still am to this day. I am just a massive disappointment to everyone. Um, but I don't care anymore. So I just, I know you probably feel like I have to do this thing that I want to do, and I have to run and do it, and I have to make this happen. I just want to tell you that you don't have to know right now. You don't. I know that I'm not the best example for this. I absolutely know that, and I understand. Um, I'm not the authority on knowing how to be an adult. Um, I'm almost 40, and I am in college now, and I'm doing something that I like doing. And so far the coursework and the way that it's laid out, and the instructors and everything has worked very well for me. My advisor is very sweet, and You know, I haven't even told them that I have developmental delays and problems uh, with comprehension and stuff. Like, and I'm irrelevant. I was gonna say I'm not stupid, but we know this. I'm just saying that sometimes it's hard. Like, we don't all learn the same way, and but so far, if I've had any issues and I'm like, well, what does that mean? Someone's been willing to kind of break it down in a different way and help out. You know, like, I haven't needed extra time yet. I haven't needed any other sort of assistance or anything yet. Um, so it's been going good, but squirrel. My point was that I have been in, I think this is either my 10th or 11th college, like post high school schooling that I've done. Um, I've been in a psychology program, I've been in a teacher program, I've been in a counseling program, I've been in medical classes, surgical classes, ultrasound tech, pharmacy tech, medical assistant, dental assistant. I actually finished that, however, never got hired to do like a real full-time job. I did a lot of work interviews and it just, yeah, it didn't work out. Anyway, but I've been in a lot of different programs and I was trying to figure out like what can I do, what's going to work, you know, and it has, you know, in between having kids, moving around the country, kind of being in and out of things, I wasn't one of the girls in school that wanted to be a marine biologist. However, in the 90s, early 2000s, every high school girl wanted to be a marine biologist. And I just thought that was goofy because I can go to the beach and not touch anything, just go float in the water. But back then, I wasn't as conservation minded as I am now. I wasn't just a big old hippie as much as I thought I was. I'm far worse now. uh, yeah. So, you know, it takes some time to kind of focus in and figure out what you really want. And at the end of the day, it is what you want. It isn't what your parents want. It isn't what your grandma wants. It isn't, you know, it isn't anyone else. At the end of the day, you absolutely have to work on making you happy. Because if you're not happy, you're no good to anyone. And that's, you know, that's a whole thing. But I just feel like having to make such a big decision, you're already going from, you know, getting up Monday to Friday and going to school and doing homework and doing all that. It's like, you know, prepping you for the workforce because we're all supposed to be, you know, good little cogs in the machine. But you don't have to be, man. You don't. You don't have to be. You don't have to have a typical 9 to 5. You can take a year before you make decisions and just kind of, maybe you want to travel some, maybe you want to like go see some things, maybe you want to like not be stuck in your house like the last 2 years with Corona or longer, because, you know, some people don't like things outside. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, sorry. I got bit by a mosquito, like right here. There was a whole instance of car trouble this last week. I swear to you, like, I'm shifting gears already. So, but anyway, You're 17. You don't have to know what you're doing. It's okay. It's okay that you don't know what you're doing. It is perfectly acceptable to take your time and figure out who you are without parental influence, without thinking like this is what's going to make people happy. You know, like when I turned 18, it was 4 days after 9/11 in 2001. I turned 18. I went to one of those little street fairs for like, never forget and all that jazz. And there was a little voter registration booth so that you could, sign up to vote and everything. And I was like, well, heck, I'm 18. I got to do this. And I registered as a Republican. And I did that because I thought it would make my dad proud of me. It didn't do any good. It didn't. And, yeah, that was a mistake. And again, after that, I really felt the draw to go into the military. And I think my reasoning might not have been... It was partially motivated because of the time, because 9/11, it was like, oh God, I gotta do something. Like I did feel like that call to do something, and that's very much part of my personality is I need to do something, I need to fix it. And I was doing really well. I scored really great on the ASVAB. I was, physically fit at the time. I was just, I'm a fit girl. I always was, even when I was in shape. Like, they were like, you need to lose 14 inches off your hips. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but this dump truck ain't going nowhere. Sorry. But, 14 inches, please. Make more money on a stripper pole. Inappropriate, sorry. Oh. But anyway, yeah, I did all that. I mean, eventually, my asthma took me out of the running, but I feel like I wanted to do it to get away. I felt like it was an opportunity to just get away from everyone and everything. I didn't fit with my family. And, here we are 21 years later, and I still don't fit with them. So I feel like I wanted to go into the Army to just get away. And I feel like because I couldn't do that at that point, encouraging other people to go in the military, because I couldn't, not that it was my idea at all, and things like that, but I feel like that was kind of like, oh yeah, you could do it, I can't but you can, like I was in a different mindset at the time, and I was trying to do things to please other people. I went to school at the community college there for a few semesters after high school because I didn't get into the Army. And I started taking, it was like half sociology, half teaching, because I was going to be like a guidance counselor or something, which is totally stupid because who the heck was I? Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Am I going to tell somebody else what to do? But like we need time to make these decisions. We can't just run and jump And that's kind of what I've been working on, which may seem a little counterintuitive right now because I'm in the process of emptying out my apartment to go live in my van. So it does seem like I'm running, but I'm not. I'm staying here in Boise for the time being. Not forever, because Idaho is just I'm not a Republican. I don't fit in this machine. So, I'd rather be a good robot somewhere else. So, yeah, I know it sounds like I got a van, I'm gonna run away, I'm gonna do these things, but that's not really the case. I do feel antsy, like I need to go. I do feel that right now, but that's not what I'm doing. I just need a change of pace, and the rent here just goes up and up and up, and you really do need to think about that. Like, the jobs that you can get right out of high school don't pay well, and guess what? 20 friggin' years later, I saved it on that one. 20 years later, those jobs still pay garbage. So my takeaway for this is that 17 years old, you don't need to know who you are, what you're going to be, how your life is going to pan out. You don't know that. You're not going to know that. You're not expected to know that. The phrase of any job is better than no job is dead. Not true. It is not true. If you ever need a place to go because you don't have a job, I will help you. Don't think that I'm just, out here living in the gutter, because that's not what's happening. I just don't, like, your rent goes up, and it's not like you can tell somebody, like, hey job, my rent went up, pay me $100 more a month, like, figure it out. They're not going to. But this is where we live now. So anyway, no job is not any better or worse than taking a crap one. I've worked at all the big companies, and what am I going to do? What are you going to do? I've worked for Walmart. I've worked for Target. I've worked for Amazon in several different capacities. I've worked for a laundry list of companies, and I would never work for them ever again. Even if I was in a gutter and I needed to just, something's better than nothing. No, it's not. It's not. There's ways around it now. And people that are accepting these $12 an hour, even 15 is not even enough anymore. People who are taking these low-paying jobs and being like, oh, geez, if people just wanted to work. We do want to work. We just want respect on it, man. But this is the thing. Like, don't waste your time looking for these hourly jobs where you're doing somebody else a freaking favor and making them richer while they don't give a crap about you. Like, no. Sorry, I went on a tangent. But anyway, my point, again, you don't have to know who you are. You don't have to know where you're going to work. You don't have to know what you're going to do right now. My hope for you as a recent high school graduate is that you just take your time. Go travel. Visit some family that you haven't been able to see. Just do your best. Be a good person. Like, just remember, like, the secret of life is don't be a dick. So, that's pretty much, I'm just living my life. Just trying to be as nice as I can. Try not to bother people, and, I do miss you, and I love you guys. And I would really love to be able to talk to you guys and possibly see you, but the powers that be. But I love you, and your decisions are yours. And again, Will, I'm very proud of you, and I can't even say that enough. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. August. You're an adult in August. It's coming, man. And Jenny's coming right up behind you. So, I miss you. I love you. And make good choices. And if you're not sure that they're good, wait. Just think. It's okay to stop and think. Okay? Make good choices. Respect yourself. I love you.